Hello and welcome back to the Mercedes Vario campervan conversion. Now today, the weather's really nasty, so I'm right at the back of the workshop. I'm at the front of the van. I've moved the van over a bit so I can actually open the door, because a little while ago, whilst playing with the switches inside here, I discovered this button here. It just turns on and off. It's just a push button. It's not a rocker switch where you can flick on and off. It actually makes a relay come on and off. So I thought, what does that do? I'm looking around the van, flicking it on and off, can't find what it does. Eventually I traced it to this wire right up here. It was in the gully up there, it was just tucked around along with these other wires. One does the side lights, one is a permanent live. But this is the one I'm interested in, because this switch is literally just on, off, and I figured that would be fantastic for fog lights on the roof of my van. Because of the age of this vehicle, it's a bit of a vintage vehicle, I thought why not go for some round fog lights. They were really cheap, but I've tried one out, amazingly bright. So the first thing I need to do is find a relay. I'm sure I've got one somewhere, because I ordered it ages ago. I just got to find it, make sure that relay works, and then I'm going to run a cable up to the roof of my van. The steering wheel's proper manky, look. I haven't cleaned it yet. I've had this 2 years, this van, and I've still not cleaned the interior. Well, I've had all the carpet up and painted all the floor, but yeah, I've done nothing with the dashboard. But like I say, I've just been concentrating on turning it into a camper van. Stuff like this hasn't been on my list of priorities, to be honest. But we'll get there. It'll get done. Right, let's find that relay. Right, so I've found my relay. This is a really basic relay if you look at the terminals. So these two here, this is our positive and negative, which are going to be connected to this wire up here. So when I flick this switch on, power will go to these two small terminals, making a contact inside this. If I turn it that way, you can probably see. So it's basically just an on-off switch that is controlled by electric. So 24 volts is going to go in here. My 12 volt feed is going to go to one of these terminals, and then the other terminal will go to my fog lights, and this will be 12 volts. So I'm mixing 24 volts with 12 volts. Does that make sense? Yeah, so basically 24 volts is going to switch this on, which in turn is going to feed 12 volts to my fog lights. Hopefully it's 24 volts. They said it was. Yeah, yeah, it says it on there, look, 24 volts, so it should be. Let's find somewhere to hang this up in that cupboard. Oh, I can't quite see up in there. You know, I still can't get over that I can actually stand up in the cab of this. You couldn't do that in a Sprinter. I think I'm going to have to get on my knees, on the driver's seat, so that I can actually see inside the cabinetry that I built. Yeah. Oh, that's better. See, I can actually stand up in the cab. It's crazy. Right, I'll be back in a minute when I've figured out where I'm going to put this relay. Well, I've got to say, that turned out to be a lot easier than I expected. So I've run a cable from my battery that's underneath the seat, around under the step, under the carpet, up the post, behind this plastic, all the way up into the overhead locker. It's now connected up to a relay, and that relay now feeds power up onto the roof of the van. Here's the thing I wasn't expecting that to happen. This plastic that runs down here, I literally started from the cupboard, threaded the cable through, and it just threaded all the way down this channel and come poking out down the bottom here. I didn't have to actually remove this, so that was a relief. Because to remove that, I have to remove all of this. And I didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to take any of that apart. So glad I got away with it. Anyway, I've now got a positive and a negative on the roof of my van. Let me take you up there and I'll show you. Okay, so we're going to have to go up the ladder. I'm holding the camera by hand, which is something I don't really like to do because it does tend to be a little bit shaky. But here we go. Here's me gland. I've glued it in place with a bit of tiger seal, my favourite. And here are my positive and my negative cables. Still attached to the roll, by the way. Now I've got 6 fog lights I want to put along here, 3 each side of my dash cam. And to be honest with you, to try and drill the holes in this to bolt them up onto here, I think it's going to be really difficult. So the easiest way to do this, I think, is to actually take this part of the roof rack off. Got to undo a few bolts to get this off, and then we'll bolt the fog lights to this down on the bench. It's got to be the easiest way to do it. Look at the state of my solar panels. They are absolutely filthy. Don't think I'm going to get much power from them, not until I've washed them anyway. Right, oh God, nearly fell off the ladder again. Slow down, Mel, slow down. Don't rush, there's no rush. Grab a spanner, grab your sockets, take your time, don't rush, just sort out the van. I'm really excited to get this van on the road. The last thing I want to do is have an accident in the workshop. I've got my tax, I've got my insurance, I've got my MOT. Yeah, just need to slow down and take my time. Oh, talking about insurance, if you're looking for camper van insurance, I'd highly recommend checking out Sterling. I'm pretty sure no matter how weird or wonderful your camper van is, Sterling will be able to help you out. I've been with Sterling for the past 3 years now with my Mercedes Sprinter, and one of the reassuring things is they do offer European cover and even breakdown cover as well. So Sterling for the win. I'll leave a link in the description of this video to Sterling's website purely for your convenience. Right, let's get this off. Slow down, Mel, slow down. Nearly fell off the ladder. From memory, this was a real pain to get up here because it's bolted onto Unistrut, and the slots in the Unistrut really weren't in the right place. Yeah, if I remember rightly, it was a bit of a pain. Right, stop moaning, Mel, get on with it. You've made your bed, now you've got to lie in it. As they say, with a fire. Just need to remember to unplug my camera. Right, let's see if we can get that off now. There we go. Right, let's work this out. Really looking forward to doing this. It's gonna look nuts. Not that I'm doing it for the looks, mind you, although that is it is a major part of it, I suppose. It will look pretty good. Okay, now I do need to scallop a bit of this out as well under here, where that cable goes through, because that gland is touching this and the cables rub against this a little bit. So I just want to take a little tiny bit out of that, probably just use a file. Right, this is probably going to make a god awful noise, so I shall stop filming now. These fog lights, they were relatively cheap, but you have to assemble them yourself. Can you believe that? So these are going to go and be bolted that way up. That would be disastrous, wouldn't it? Can you imagine if I put them all on upside down? Oh shit. I suppose it would matter, yeah, it would matter. 5 inches in from the edge, 5 inches in, which will be there, right, and then whatever the distance is in the middle, and another one there. Maybe we should do it so we could put one in the middle if we wanted, like one between them. Yeah, look at that. If I space it like this, right, so if I space it like this, you know, just in case they're not bright enough, you never know, they might not be bright enough. Oh, don't let that blow away. Don't want it ending up in the ocean. Or is that too close to that? It is, isn't it? That one there, that'll be further away from that. Take these two away, right? One for this side, then they'll be spaced out like that. It looks too far apart, doesn't it? But I'll tell you what, wouldn't it be great to get another 4 of these? Would that be too much power? Will it be drawing too much power for that cable? Am I being greedy? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it like that. I'm going to space them out like this. Right, let's work this out. Let's work this out. How far apart do they need to be roughly? 5 inches. Yeah, because they're 4 inches in diameter. Right, I'll be right back. I've spaced it out, so we're going to have 5 aside. So, because we've only got 3, I'm going to put one here, and one in the middle, but the gap between them is going to be big enough, like this. So that's how they're going to be spaced out. But the gap in the middle will be big enough that we can put another 2. That should be bright enough, shouldn't it? I'd have thought so. Or am I being ridiculous? Is that just too many? Nah, let's do it. Oh, there we go. It's aluminium, we don't need a centre punch. Or as they say in America, aluminum. Is it aluminum? I hope this works, because this bit of aluminium was bloody expensive. Now I know these extra holes that I've drilled do look a bit naff, but don't worry, I've come up with an idea. I'm simply going to cover those holes with some tape. And by the time I put it up there, you won't even see them. They're not going to be noticed. But I know they're there, so when the other fog lights turn up, we can simply rip this off and we can then put the extra fog lights in. But for now, this is going to do absolutely fine. So, do you want to see what it looks like? Are you ready for this? Oh, yes. Yes. I was worried the area would get in the way for this one, because I measured it from this side there. Yeah, I didn't take account for the aerial, but it turns out it's okay. Here we go. You ready? Are you ready? Oh, yeah, look at that. Old school, baby. Absolutely fantastic. And this is exactly how I envisaged? It's exactly how my imagination I had this van. I even got a little drawing made of my van with these fog lights on it. So yeah, I'll see if I can find that drawing and I'll put it up here for you. Right, so now all I need to do is actually wire these together. And to do this, I'm going to simply connect all these wires in series together. So I've only got one positive and one negative on one end of this light bar, I guess. So when I take this up onto the roof, all I've got to do is join 2 wires together. All the wiring is going to be done down here on the bench. Just got to figure out which side that's going to go like that. So I want it'd be easier if I have to connect to this end. Yeah, so if I turn it around that way, like that, we know all the wires will come down this way. The connector will be here. Put a little arrow there so we know where to put that. Right, I'll be back when I've connected all these up and I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to be really simple. Well, I've made a bit of a rookie mistake with my wiring. I've gone to the trouble of putting a positive and a negative up through the hole, so giving me a positive and negative on the ceiling. Now, because I'm used to wiring up leisure batteries and lights and ceiling fans and cookers and diesel heaters and all that sort of stuff inside the van, you do need a positive and a negative. But because these lights are actually powered by the engine battery, it means the whole van itself, the whole body of the van, is the negative, or the ground, as some people like to call it. Some people call it the earth. That really bugs me, because it's not an earth, it's a negative, it's a ground. Anyway, long story short, I've got 2 cables going up through the gland, a positive and a negative, which I didn't need to do. All I needed to do was run one cable up, which would be the positive. The negative cables, or the negative connection from the fog lights, just simply need to be bolted to this, because at the end of the day, this is going to be touching the roof rack, which is bolted to the van, so that means the negative energy can go back through the body to the battery. Does that make sense? Yeah, it does. It makes perfect sense. But anyway, the good news is I now only need to connect up one cable once I get on the roof, and I also have an extra cable i.e. the negative cable, which I could use in theory if I disconnect it at the other end and connect it up to another relay, even though it's a black cable, not a red cable. Shouldn't really do that, I know. But anyway, it means I can fit another separate switch connected to another relay, put in another separate lot of power going up. So, oh yeah, by the way, look at that, doesn't that look cool? These 4 gaps, I could actually put orange fog lights there. Are they orange or amber? What colour are they? The ones that cut through the actual fog. So I could have a different colour fog light up here, controlled by a separate switch. And the way I get power to those separate fog lights is through that negative cable that I put up by mistake. So you go, I made a mistake, but I'm going to make good of it. Right, let's get this up on the roof, connect this up. Fingers crossed, it should work. Where would I put my ladder? Well, the good news is I found my ladder. I simply left it around the other side of the van. There, it should be fine. Here we go, here we go. I can't wait to see what this looks like. It's going to be blinding. Pun intended, of course. Blinding. Get it? Right, like, yeah. Oh, don't drop it. Try and get it underneath the solar panel. Oh, just about. The solar panel fits on top of this. How did I get that wrong? The slot I've made for the flange doesn't look like it's in the right place. Why does that look like it's moved? How bizarre. Something is not right here. Something is amiss. Look at that. Oh. Damn it, Janet, how did that end up in the wrong place? How comes that's there like that? This should be much further over. What have I done? Have I got this around the right way? Yeah, that's lined up. Right, let's take it off. Oh, come on, don't scratch the roof. Gotcha. Notice I'm doing this by hand. I'm not tempted to use an angle grinder because basically an angle grinder just too violent, whereas doing it with a file, it's a bit more controllable, I hope. Let's try that. That looks alright. Right, let's try that. Well, that's 2 mistakes I've made. I've only got to make one more and then we'll be good. We'll be done. They say things coming free, don't they? Don't drop it, Mel. Don't drop it. You don't want the 3rd mistake to be dropping it and breaking the bloody windscreen or something. Something expensive like that. Ah, better. That's better. Just check it's clearing the wires. Yeah, nowhere near them. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Sorry you can't see what I'm doing up here. There's just no way I can get a camera up here. And that camera that I'm using right now is a massive investment. I don't really want to bring it up here, to be honest. So I do apologise in advance. It's too windy at the moment as well. Basically, I don't want to risk breaking my camera. What's that one? Oh, there he is. That's the security camera wire. It's hidden under there. Plug it in there. Lots of loose wires. Okie dokie, let's go do the nuts up the other side. It's going to look so good. Yeah, it just looks so nuts. I hope they're nice and bright. That's all gone back into where it should go. Actually, I need to go forward a little bit. Ouch. Pinchy. No need for that, was there really? No need to pinch my skin. That was a bit mean. Wash it there. Well, hopefully you enjoy watching my videos and you find them mildly entertaining, slightly informative. If you do, then please do consider giving this video a thumbs up. It helps YouTube know that you enjoy watching my videos, and it helps me know as well. Well, it's always nice to know you like my videos, obviously. Appreciate you watching my videos, I do. Because without you guys, I couldn't do this. I would never have been able to build this, and that's the truth. It just would not have happened because I would never be here if it wasn't for YouTube. So thank you. I really do appreciate it. I'm not just saying that for the sake of saying it. I sincerely mean it. don't know why I put a random bolt there. It's a bit odd. Now, how am I going to work out the best angle? That is a mystery, isn't it? I have to switch them on at night and point it. We'll leave them like that for now. That seems to be where they, yeah, I'm kind of guessing. We'll leave them like that. Let's do the other side. One of the other jobs I want to do is move these security cameras to the end so they're facing and looking down the length of the van rather than looking just down at the door. So I need to make sure that this is far enough forward so there's a gap there for that bracket to go behind. The aerial needs to go more right. I feel quite nervous, to be honest, because now this is done, the hole in the roof is sealed, the van's watertight now. I can actually drive this on the road now. I can take it out of the barn. Because of this, I couldn't. This one feels a bit loose. I might have to tighten that one up and that one. Yeah, they feel a little bit wobbly. Might end up facing down like that, which won't be good. I want them about that angle, I reckon. Yeah, all about the same angle like that. Right, let's connect these cables up. It should work. Oh no, it's not switched on. Plonker. Should we do that again? Take two. Right, so I've flicked the switch on the dashboard. I'm just going to literally hold the wires together to make sure that all the neutrals work. And nothing. Oh dear. That's a shame. Oh, you know why? There you go, there's our third mistake. I've not connected the other end of the cable to the battery yet. Right, now I've connected the power to the battery. It should work. Right, so literally I'm just going to touch these two wires together. Haha, yeah, wow, they're bright. How's that look? That look alright? I can't see, can I? Gently lay that down. Don't want it to touch the body of the van. Turn the power off. Well, turn the switch off anyway. Turn it off. Then we'll join them up in a more permanent fashion. Now I know they'll work. We're getting there, folks. We are getting there. Slowly, but we are getting there. So desperate to get this van done. And I've just re-insured it. Anyone out there is looking for insurance, I highly recommend Sterling campervan insurance. Can't recommend them enough. I'm not going to mention how much it cost, but if you are looking for a quote to get your van insured, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times on this channel. It's really worth checking out Sterling Insurance for all your campervan insurance. It's worth getting a quote off of them, I should say. Let's take this down, take all this stuff off the roof, because I'm bound to get excited and forget. I do need to tidy these wires up though, cable tie them up. And again, I want to try and move this security camera here and have it facing down the length of the van. We'll do that in a minute. I just want to see what this looks like, because I haven't actually seen it yet. You guys have seen it before me. So let's turn it on again. Just looking out of the windscreen, I can tell they look really bright. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, they're blinding. I think that's pretty good. I'm pleased with that. I can't see now, I can't see anything. Now I do have a little bit of a dilemma with this, because that button on the dashboard, that switch, doesn't actually illuminate to let me know the fog lights are on. I've kind of got a feeling that's an MOT failure. Yeah. So when I take this for an MOT, have they got to be working for an MOT? So I need to fit some kind of light to the dashboard to let me know they're on, so that I don't switch them on during the day by mistake. I don't want to be driving around during the daytime with these on, blinding everyone. So I will need to fit some kind of small light on the dashboard so that I know they're on. Yeah, because that is definitely an MOT failure. Didn't even think of that. Now something else has just occurred to me. Will the van fit out of the barn? I'm so freaking nervous driving this now. I don't know why, I've driven bigger. Much bigger. I used to drive bloody Arctics. So I don't know why I'm so nervous. Maybe it's because I've put so much work into this. Ah, loads of room, absolutely tons of room. Let's get her out into the daylight. There you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching this video. You found it mildly entertaining, slightly informative. If you did, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now. Now that's a thumbnail, right? Dragonfly has left the building.